Hey, have you ever noticed that we love our tribes, right? We love to talk about unity. We're going to get the country together. We're going to keep our families together, or even our churches or our schools, our communities, right? We talk about unity, but then, man, I don't see much of it. I see us loving the differences, our distinctives, right? What political party are you part of? Are you liberal? Are you conservative? Are you traditional? Are you non-traditional? What is your deal? We have all kinds of different divides, right? And so today on the follow through, I want us to look at those and say, okay, how does God see us and how does God want us to live every single day? Because it's not about our ethnicity. It's not about any of those things. In fact, we don't have to pretend like there's no differences, to pretend like there's no right distinctives. We have those and it's okay, right? Different cultures, we have different languages, different places where we live, and yet those don't have to be something that we use to look down on someone, but maybe we can use those to appreciate how God has made them, right? So Galatians chapter 3, Paul says this in verse 28. He says, there is neither Jew nor Greek. Now, he's talking about being in Christ, right? Having put on Christ, you've been baptized into Christ, you've been saved by Jesus, he has forgiven you. So it's that perspective that's key, right? That's so important to see. This isn't just something that we can kind of, work harder at and try to figure out. It's God changing our hearts to know that we're forgiven, to know that we're loved, that we're cared for, that we have this different mindset. We don't look at whether someone's Jewish or whether they're Greek like they used to do back then. Or whether they're a slave or a free person, whether they're male or female. He goes, there's no male, female. You're all one in Christ Jesus. It doesn't mean that we, look at the differences. They do exist, right? We are different people. We're unique. Each of us has something different. But he says, you know what? In Christ and because of Christ, that stuff really doesn't matter. It doesn't have to define who we are. It certainly shouldn't keep us apart or split us up. That's kind of the way it works today. That's the way the world wants, but we can say no to that and say, you know what? I want to focus on what matters. And what matters is that I'm saved by Jesus, saved by God, and loved by Him, cared for by Him. And I want to care for the people around me, regardless of who they are, what they look like, or what kind of language they speak, or how they dress, or how much money they make, or whatever. None of those things are important. Not at all. Not at all. Again, we're going to struggle with this because the world around us is really trying to do the opposite, trying to drive a wedge and all those other things. What I want us to do is be praying today for true unity. This is beyond any kind of concept of unity that we have or that I've seen in a long time. This is timeless. This is amazing. It's like, okay, God has brought us together, and again, we don't have to fight, we don't have to argue, we don't have to do any of those things. We can just trust in Him and what He has done for us, man. He sets us free to be people. All right, I'm Pastor Fred. This is The Follow Through. Great to have you with us today. Hit that subscribe button, share this with somebody, and we'll see you next time for another Follow Through.